So, find your chart. It says Chart of Effects of Spinal Misalignments. And see the spine there on the left-hand side, where I've circled it in red. That's where you're out of place in that spine. And then the name of the vertebrae is the next column over, cervical, thoracic, lumbar. Then the areas, that's the areas that the nerves go to when they exit each one of those vertebrae. The head, the scalp, the eyes, the cheeks, the thyroid, the heart, the lungs, the stomach, etc. And then the last column is the... I forgot the name of that last column. It's the effects. The effects that you get when that's out of place, like depression, anxiety attack, eczema. Oh, wait a minute. Are you the one that said you had some adult acne? Let me see where that's at, right there in that spine where it says eczema. Oh, that's about that 3rd or 4th vertebrae there. I guess that's what that means when it says eczema. Depression, anxiety attacks. That's what you're having when you're worrying about that husband of yours. Heart problems. Anyway, you can follow that across with your finger. Now, going back to the vertebrae column. Underneath the Jupiter finger, if you're out of place, let's see, if you're out of place in that 1C, 1 cervical through 7 cervical, 1C through 7C, it's going to show underneath that Jupiter finger. If you're out of place in that 1T, 1 thoracic through 12 thoracic, that shows underneath the Saturn finger, and that's where you've got a big circle in there. And then, you've got a little bit in that cervical area too. And then if you, under the Sun finger, it's going to show your, let's see, back up. Did I say 1 thoracic through 12 thoracic? That shows under the Saturn finger. And then under the ring finger, the Sun finger, it's going to show your lumbar 1 through 5L. And underneath the Mercury, the little finger, it'll show your tailbone, your sacrum, and your coccyx if it's out of place. So where I've got the red markings, that's where you're out of place. See a little bit in that, under that Jupiter finger and the Saturn fingers, quite a bit out of place. You've done something to your back that's kind of in between your shoulder blades, and it's turned out of place. Really bad. Did you say you had an accident or something? Oh, you had a sprained neck. Oh, when you were preteen. Well, it hasn't affected your neck so much as it's affected it's affected the base of that neck, where I've got that marked base of neck. And then it's affected that part in between your shoulder blades. You didn't say how you sprained your neck. Were you lifting something heavy or something? But you're all turned out of place there in between your shoulder blades and further down, past your waist even. And it's affected that spine. Because you've got a big old oval in there. See, remember where I had you run your finger down where it says islands? And that's affecting that. When you're out of place at the top part of that spine, it's going to throw your lower spine out the opposite way to compensate. So you're out a little bit in that lower spine. That's affecting that line that says health line. See right underneath the money line where it says health line, that's your internal organs. There's one slight break in it. You should have one clean line in there, but you're getting a little break in there. And that's something to do with your internal organs, usually in the lower part of your body, like your colon, your spleen, your liver. And that's that little marking, that little triangle thing underneath your sun finger, that's what's making that health line break in there. It looks to me like you're going to have to find a chiropractor. You can go to a medical doctor all you want, but all he's going to do is give you drugs to deaden the nerves. And obviously, if you've been out since you was a child, he hasn't got it fixed. A chiropractor is a doctor that adjusts the spine, and then you're going to have to keep it in place. Let me tell you a little story. I had a bunch of ladies come into my, I'd set up my booth one time at the high school. Where you're at? You're from, oh, I get hands from all over the world. I have to look and see who speaks English and who doesn't. Okay, you were raised probably in the United States. So they in our high school, I'd set up my little table. We're doing a fundraiser for the high school, and a bunch of ladies walked in, and they two of them came over to my table, had their hands read. Oh my gosh, they had perfect spines. I couldn't believe it. And they were laughing about it. They motioned their girlfriends to come over. There was 7 of them all together in their kind of early 20s. And I read their hands, all 7 of them. Every single one of those women had perfect spines. I couldn't believe it. And I looked up and I said, "You girls trying to trick me or something?" Because I couldn't believe they had, and they were laughing and giggling. And finally one little gal walked over to me and she says, "Kat, I better tell you," she says, "we're the walking club. We walk 7 miles every day." And she says, when we walk at a good fast clip. Well, that makes sense, because those 2 big old leg muscles are hooked to the 2 back muscles that go right alongside that spine. And when they walk, especially at a good fast clip, pace, then those muscles go up and down, up and down, up and down, and they strengthen those muscles, and they keep that spine in alignment. So walking is one of the very best things that you can do for your spine. I'll tell you, one of the worst things you can do is ride bikes or have accidents. Let me see how you don't tell me how you got hurt. Oh, the military kind of beats you up a little bit, though. I know that. I've seen too many military hands, and they work you out, I'm sure. But get a good chiropractor to get you straightened up. It might take 2 or 3 treatments. Straighten up. Here's a little exercise that I show the gals that work in the offices. I'm not sure this will help pop your spine in at all. They're now at a place at the base of their neck there, where they lean over those darn computers all day. I call it the inner neck. And you've got a little bit of the inner neck in there, right at the base of the neck. If you'll sit up straight or stand up straight, put your arms right straight out in front of you, lock your fingers together. Now, turn your palms over backwards. Raise your arms above your head. That means your elbows are straight and your fingers are locked together, and they're facing your palms are facing the ceiling. Now push your arms back behind your head, back, 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 and that might, I'm not real sure it'll pop that area, but this is the base of the neck, it'll pop it in, and it'll go pop, 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 and it moves those vertebrae back into place when you do that. I have a lot of people that work in the offices because they lean over those darn computers. That's why I call it the inner neck. And they do it once at lunchtime and once when they get off work, and they say their spines feel so much better. It's unbelievable. And you're out of place so bad. I'm sure you're getting some stress from from those nerves that are getting pinched. So you're probably going to have to go have a little treatment. It's easy to get knocked out of place, just doing contact sports like soccer or doing gymnastics or jumping on trampolines. The worst thing you can do. Playing football, contact sports of any kind, or having an accident or anything like that. And you military kids, you just get beat up because they make you do so many physical things. But you're out of place right there in between your shoulder blades. I am just almost sure that is causing your anxiety, because look, right there in one of those, I think it's that 2T, that causes anxiety attacks right there where the heart nerves are. Oh, and that's what's making that heart line get some little marks on it. So Get that spine straightened out. You will feel a lot better. I will guarantee it. And then keep it, do some walking and keep that spine straightened up, because it's important. Do some things I listed there at the bottom of that chart. Walking, stretches, yoga, things like that. Keep that spine straightened out. And if it's been out for quite a while, which probably it has, you're going to have to do some things to strengthen those muscles. Okay, I wish you'd told me what you did in the military. So, if you're sitting at a desk, that's really hard on you. Oh boy, is it hard on you. Let's see. Done with the spine here. When you get that spine straightened up, it's going to clean that heart line up, that head line up, and it's going to clean up that health line. So it takes about 3 months for the hand to clean up.